Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, you little
Well, hello there everyone. This is Peter Scove at Music is a Journey. Today I am jumping on Glen Kellaway's CD tag of 2025. This is the first time I've ever participated in a CD tag. I've always been joining vinyl tags with CDs, so kind of makes me wonder about that a little bit. Hey, I brought CDs for the vinyl tag. Is that okay? Of course, all formats are welcome. Hey, I brought vinyl for the CD tag. Is that okay? This is the CD tag? Don't you have any CDs to show? Hey, I brought vinyl and CD for the cassette tag. Is that okay? Why? Go home. Go home. So anyway, Glenn has given us 15 questions. Let's take a look at them. Back to the base. I don't have a basement. All I have is this tunnel.
To the light. Let us go to the light. Oh, light.
Okay, I made it back again. So now let's tackle these 15 questions that Glenn prepared for us. First of all, when did you get your first CD player? The first CD player that I had access to was purchased by my father in 1989. We had a cassette player and a record player turntable, but we did not have a CD player until 1989. So that is the first. And then probably it would have been for Christmas 1990. My parents gave me my own little portable CD cassette player deal thingy there. So yeah, I don't remember if that was, probably it was 1990 because I was not living at home anymore at that time. I was living with a crazy girlfriend who got angry at me about something and kicked the box and dented the the mesh shielding on the speaker on that CD player. Fortunately, it still worked. Question 2, what is the first CD that you ever bought? Well, this is it right here, The Days of Future Past by the Moody Blues, which I bought probably late spring or early summer 1989. I heard the song Nights in White Satin on a TV program. At least I saw the video. It's basically just Justin Hayward's face at the camera the whole time, isn't it? But anyway, I thought if I'm going to get a rock band together with an orchestra, I want to get it in superior sound quality, and so I thought I should get it on CD. What I didn't know at the time was most CDs, as far as I understand at that time, they simply took the mastering as it was done for vinyl or cassette and put it onto CD. So you often had these little disclaimers on here. Well, it's probably written in here somewhere that there might be some hiss because it comes from an analog source. And of course, anyone who was recording from a digital source at the time, you probably wouldn't be getting any hiss. But all CDs that I bought early on said that this comes from an analog source and there might be tape hiss. But also, like, the compression on those things was done for vinyl and cassette. And CDs can hold more data, as far as I understand. So once they started remastering for CD, it meant that they could open up a little bit and include more information on a CD than what was going on vinyl or cassette. So that's why a lot of CD remastering is supposed to bring out better sound quality overall. But anyway, yeah, that was my my first purchase on CD here. Still have it. A lot of the other early purchases were Christian rock bands, and I got rid of most of them. All right, question 3 is the most recent CD purchased. I ordered quite a few just at the beginning of December. I was waiting for the credit card to be freed up. And I don't remember the exact order of things. They've been coming in different order from how I ordered them. Okay, anyway, I think the most recent order was this one here. This is Ai no Shikata by Yanomaki, who is one of my favorite Japanese singers. In fact, I've actually had the opportunity to mention her quite a few times in videos this year, including in the 2025 vinyl tag. I mentioned her for 3 great singles. Anyway, this is her, it's a 6-track EP, and she has not really been releasing a lot of music in the last 10 or 15 years, so it's pretty easy to keep up with her output. Yeah, very good to hear her voice again and go back and revisit some of her older songs. I was really into her music there in the early part of the 2000s, so it's cool to go back and listen to those. But yeah, that was the most recent one, and in fact, just moments ago, probably like 30 minutes ago, I ordered from an online flea market 2 albums by the Donnas because I've been kind of curious about them, and they lowered the price on it, so I ordered it. So that is probably my most recent order, but I mean, I'm not going to get it for a couple of days. So there we go. Anyway, there's that. Approximately how many CDs do you have? I could say 1,500. I could say 2,000. I honestly really don't know. The last several years, I've probably purchased somewhere between 100 and, my wife's not here, 120 to 180 CDs in a year. And that's for the last few years. So easily in the last 5 or 6 years, I've purchased more than 1,000. Plus I already had a lot. So yeah, okay, so I guess it's probably over 2,000 then. Yeah, more to come. Question number 5, jewel cases or digipacks? All right, this is a really good question, and actually not that long ago I watched a video of someone talking about different CD, what packaging that he liked, and I thought, I'm going to make my own video and I'm going to talk about 10 different formats. So that'll be coming up in the new year. But for now, to answer Glen's question, do I prefer jewel cases or digipacks? So one of the advantages of jewel cases is if you buy a storage unit like this one here, jewel cases are all pretty much the same size and they can all fit in there very nicely without any trouble. Also, a lot of the cases, this is a 20 CD case, I think, and I've got some other 40 CD cases, about 20 of those under this table behind me here. So yeah, all the CDs, if they're all the same size, they're made with storage. These storage units are made for a uniform size like that. Of course, also I should say that a jewel case protects all the paperwork inside. But as already Brian at Embryonic Robot and Morten Astad have pointed out, jewel cases get cracked, the hinges break and the covers fall off, the little teeth holding the CD inside break and fall out, and as Morten said, sometimes you get your package and you can shake it like maracas because of all the broken pieces of plastic inside. Of course, jewel cases can be replaced, but it seems like, what's the point? You buy something, you get it home, it's broken to shit, and then you have to go buy a new one. Couldn't they be a little more durable? And then some jewel cases, the teeth that hold the CD inside, they have those darn ones that angle outwards. So when you're trying to get the CD out, you have to like try to push with your finger to hopefully make the teeth bend in, and at the same time you're prying the CD up, and it looks like, damn it, the freaking thing is gonna snap before I get it out of here, and I'm gonna break the CD, and I'm gonna break the teeth, and so Digipacks, what I like about them is I love the feel of the paper, cardboard or paper, whatever, especially the high quality ones. I like when the panels fold out and you can pull out a booklet. All that is really cool. I actually have never had a problem with the teeth breaking in a Digipack for some reason. Yeah, I remember Ben Rankins was saying something about like when the teeth in those are broken, you're screwed because the plastic with the teeth is fixed right onto the paper of the Digipack. So if that's broken, what are you going to do? You can't replace it. But all of mine so far have never broken. The only thing that I guess 2 things I don't like about Digipacks. One of them is the ones where they just put the CD in the cardboard envelope and there's no protection, which I think others have pointed out. It can get scratched easily. Some of them actually come with the little, I don't know what you call it, slipcase or whatever, the little baggy thing you put the CD in. But when you try to shove it back in again, it usually gets all crinkled and folded, and you're pulling it out and shoving it in and sticking other paper in to try to get it to fit in nicely. And then, of course, there are also just Digipacks. The corners wear, especially when you open and close it all the time. It starts to wear. If you drop something on it, the paper is permanently damaged. So there's no replacing that. So it's really hard to say. But So yeah, sorry, if I can just pull one off the shelf. This one here, I like this style here, where the CDs are in there nice and safe, and the little booklet is right here. It's easy to take out, and it's a nice, neat little package and feels wonderful. So yeah, that's the type of Digipack I like best. Best CD purchase of 2024. Okay, so I mentioned my best album purchase of 2024 would probably go to Unleash the Archers for their Phantom album released in May this year. But since I already named that one, another album that I've really been enjoying is this one here. It's called Destroyer by a band called Black Mountain. I've really been enjoying this one, and there's actually several albums I could name, but this one I've been listening to a lot recently, so I'll call that one for a best purchase to go along with Unleash the Archers.
Marshmallow Lady, what are you waiting for?
Right, we continue. Question number 7 asked to show a live album on CD. So I am showing the first live album by the Japanese heavy metal band Ningen Isu. This is Shippudoto, which roughly translates as, if you get this right now, Sturm und Drang. I always get it mixed up because there was a school in Harry Potter called Durnstrom or something like that, and I keep getting them mixed up. Sturm und Drang. Anyway, that one. I forget what it is in English now. That's the title. Ningen Isu Live. When did this come out anyway? I don't remember. Maybe around 2010 or so. It's a double disc and a DVD. So, yeah, there's a disc in here. There's a little booklet. Stuff like that. And then inside another CD too. And then a DVD of their live performance as well. So, yeah, that was the first of their live albums. Next is best sounding CD. Gosh, well, that's a tough one. There are often cases where I'm listening to CDs, some of them remasters of old stuff, some of them new ones, and I think, wow, the production on this or the remastering of this is really great. But, so this just came in through the door somewhere. This just came in through the door, exactly actually together with the Yanomaki CD. This is The Last Will and Testament, the latest album by Opeth, which I pre-ordered in October, and it was to be released at the end of November, and I finally got it December 19th. Hooray! So this is Opeth. They have been gradually getting heavier again, and now finally, the 5th album since they dropped the death growl vocals, the growling vocals are back again. So we have the mix of the clean and growl vocals, we have the heavy guitars, we also have the lighter clean guitars, acoustic guitars, organ, we have an orchestra in here. There's one part where it's just dual harps only, dual concert harps I guess. We also have flute and spoken word courtesy of Ian Anderson himself. And the production on this is absolutely fabulous. I think a lot of Opeth CDs do sound great. Not all of them, but this one here certainly is a, I guess, impeccable sound quality to it. So, for best sounding CD, my pick for today, The Last Will and Testament by Opeth. So next is favorite cover or insert. Again, very difficult question. So many album covers that I like, but and again, many with great inserts as well. However, this one here impressed me recently, so I've talked about this a couple of times before. This is Band on the Run by Paul McCartney and Wings, and actually I do like the cover. I've had it sitting out here on the table, often with the cover facing out, just because I think it's such a cool and fun looking cover. But let's talk about the insert though. So this is done like one of those mini albums. So we've got the CD in here with all the lyrics in about 0.5 millimeter size font, so who the heck is going to read that? Of course, there's also the Japanese booklet thingy here that comes with it when you buy stuff in Japan. And then this is the insert. So let's see here. There we go. So this is an insert with lots of photos from the recording sessions, which took place, I forget, someplace in Nigeria anyway. So that was neat. I like that when they give you that kind of extra stuff. Actually, that's one of the things I really like is these mini LP type reissues that come out. So anyway, yeah, that's for a cool insert. Right, question 10 is asking for a box set. So here is the Canadian hard rock band, whatever, Santers. And this includes their first 3 officially released albums. Shot Down in Flames, Racing Time, not sure which one it is, and Guitar Alley. All of those 3 from the early 80s. And then a 4th album called Top Secret was recorded, but it was not released until many, many years later. So here's the, what did I say it was? Shot Down in Flames. The title is actually a tribute to Bon Scott of AC/DC. There is Racing Time, or Racing Time, whichever way you want to read it. And Guitar Alley. And then Santers, the 4th album, Top Secret, right there. So that was a neat little box set to get, because I was trying to get just a couple of Santers albums. And after the debut, it was really hard to find more available out there, but I found this from Disc Union in Japan here, and I think it was actually released on, looks like it says Bare Knuckle, manufactured by Avex Incorporated, Tokyo, Japan. So I don't know if this is like a Japanese only type thing. There it is, Santa's Yong. Anyway, 4 on the back. So that's a box set. Show a CD from your favorite band. Alright, so in my 2025 vinyl tag, I was saying it's hard to say my favorite because I have a long-time favorite and then a brand new favorite. And the brand new favorite seems more exciting because there's just that much more new material, exciting new stuff to listen to. But I hate to give up an old-time favorite that I've been a fan of for the last 31 years. So I'm going with them. This is Sloan, Between the Bridges. I think this is probably still my favorite Sloan album. It's a wonderful album. It plays through like all the songs on each side, segue one into the next, so that's really cool. But it starts off kind of a mellow piece, as if, you know, everybody's just filing into the theater and sitting down and getting warmed up for the performance. And then after that, it just rocks out for almost all of side 1, and side 2 takes us between a little bit more mellow stuff, a little bit more rockin' stuff. We've got lots of great guitar sound, like good rock guitar sound. We've got piano and organ in here, and all 4 members, of course, singing and playing great drums, all that kind of thing you would expect from a Sloan album. I think this is still my favorite one, which I already said. But anyway, that's Sloan, Between the Bridges. Most CDs of an artist. So this is a tough one. I know some people have been saying, oh, I have 40, I have 50. I don't have that many. One of them could be Ningen Isu. They have 23 full-length albums. I have all of them. They had also a debut EP way back when. I have that. They have 4 compilations. I have all of them because there are songs on those compilations that are not available on any other album. And they have 2 live albums, which I got just to be a completist. So altogether, that's what, something like 29 CDs. Plus, there were 3 albums they released independently back in the 90s that were out of print. They all got reissued, but only one of them got reissued with bonus tracks. So I actually have that album twice. And the reason why I'm keeping both copies is the original copy has something in the artwork that is different from the reissue. So people were saying, I like the artwork in the original better. So I kept both of them. Okay, and I also paid a fair bit to get those out of print ones too, so I don't want to part with them so easily. Alright, the other option could be a Japanese band called Garnet Crow. Now they only have 10 full-length albums. They released 10 albums before they disbanded. They also had a debut EP, which I got way back when it first came out, and that's how I got into the band. They have 2 compilations, well, they have more than 2, but there are 2 that I have, which again include songs that I don't have on the other albums. But they released a lot of CD singles. I'm going to pull one out here this moment. Okay, so here is one of Garnet Crow's singles. Kimi o kazaru hana o sakaso. Kimi o... Jesus. Kimi o kazaru hana o sakaso. So basically, I'll make the flowers that you decorated bloom, or something like that. Anyway, it's a single, and it was also included in the soundtrack or whatever, opening theme, closing theme for some animation about boat racing. Who cares? And it doesn't say. But anyway, Garnet Crow CD singles usually came with the single as well as 1 or 2 B-sides, and those B-sides didn't appear on the albums. And I was buying a few of them way back when as they were coming out, and I thought the B-sides were really good. Sometimes the B-side I enjoyed more than the single. So I decided I was going to go out and get all of their singles. But then I didn't listen to the band for a long time. They released 3 more albums, a few more singles, and then they closed up shop. And so I found that a lot of the singles that I didn't have, the B-sides were available on a B-side compilation, and some of them were not, so I had to go out and buy those singles as well. So what am I trying to say here? What I'm trying to say is there are 10 albums, 1 EP, 2 compilation albums, and then I have about 25 singles or so. So that's actually more albums than Ningen Isu if you count actual individually packed discs. Yeah. So it's probably going to be Garnet Crow then, isn't it? Okay. Question 13. Do you collect CDs and vinyl? I don't. I collect only CDs. I do have some vinyl, some of which I bought way back when because I couldn't get the albums I wanted on cassette back in the 80s, so I had to buy the vinyl, and my dad had brought home a record player. I think I mentioned that earlier. And then more recently, I have been given vinyl a couple of times as a gift for presenting the band on this channel. As well, I bought a couple of Lee Aaron vinyl just because I thought they'd be really cool to have, and they were very cheap. So, yeah, I just collect CDs. I have no record player now, I have no place to put a record player, and I have no place to store records. So, that settled that pretty quickly. Question 14. Have you ever sold your vinyl collection but kept stuck with CDs? And no, but I did sell off all my cassettes. I think once I started buying CDs, I thought, okay, eventually I'm going to buy all the albums I have on cassette on CD, and any one that I don't buy is probably because I don't want it enough. I was okay to let it go. So yeah, I sold off a lot of my cassettes to the girlfriend who kicked my CD player. I sold them off to her brother or took them to a thrift shop. I think it was, I think I just gave them away to Salvation Army. That's what it was. But yeah, anyway, only one of them somehow got missed. It's the Janis Joplin Big Brother and Holding Company Cheap Thrills and Janis Joplin Pearl double... Cat's meowing. Double cassette that somehow got missed. So that's the only cassette I actually still have packed away in a box somewhere. Hi, here's Miko again. You may have seen her in a previous video. So, yes, let's try to finish. This video is getting sillier. An album, a CD you would like viewers to listen to and give you feedback on. You don't have to give me feedback on it, but this is an album by Blood Ceremony. It's called The Old Ways Remain. It was released in, I think it was May of 2023, their 5th album. Blood Ceremony, their style on this album is like this, thank you Miko, this late 60s, early 70s, bit of pop mixed in with rock or heavy rock with bit of psychedelia, a bit of like occult type music. The theme of a lot of their songs is based on books written during the Victorian age about young women who went off to pursue witchcraft and such things. This is really such an excellent album. They have brought their sound, I think developed their sound much more from their kind of heavy stoner rock roots. They have some guests on here. One guest is playing some violin, one is playing saxophone, and vocalist Alia O'Brien plays keyboards and flute. It's just a really great album, and I recommended this. I think I talked about it in a video, and a friend of mine in Brazil watched the video. He listened to the album and ordered it immediately. He said this is such a fantastic album. So that is The Old Ways Remain by Blood Ceremony. If you might like to listen to this kind of thing, check it out. They don't have a lot of stuff on YouTube though, mostly live performances and a couple of videos, but whatever, check it out. And that's it. That is what was supposed to be a very smooth and streamlined video turned out to be a very muddled video. So everybody, hope you're having a great Christmas. Wishing you all a wonderful New Year. And I actually have 2 more videos to do before the New Year, so hopefully you'll watch one of those or so. And thanks for watching today. Take care, everyone. Bye.